Hey everyone, before I start this video, I just want to say I want to involve you guys in my videos. So when you're done watching this video, I urge you to comment a hot take on any topic, player in the NBA. It could be something like Aaron Gordon will be a superstar in the future, or LeBron James is underappreciated. Anything. Comment your hot take below in the comment section and I'll discuss it a bit in my next video. Also, like and subscribe for more NBA content. It really helps with pushing this channel to other people. This is a growing channel made to spark a conversation, and I'm interested in hearing all debates on a video from all parts of YouTube. Thank you again, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you enjoy this video. Morant has been special this season. He has helped lead the Memphis Grizzlies into playoff contention. He is the Rookie of the Year, and that shouldn't even be a question. I was high on Morant coming out of Murray State, probably more so than I was Zion Williamson. A lot of people was hyping up Zion, but I was an advocate of saying don't sleep on that dude Morant. Ja's the type of point guard you want in this day and age of basketball. Coming out of Murray State, I haven't seen a polished point guard like him since Damian Lillard coming out of Weber State in 2012. He's a guy who just plays to his strengths. He's a good finisher, high confidence, high motor, knows when to pick his moments, and is already a good playmaker in the league. Ja this season is averaging 17.6 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 6.9 assists, on 49% from the field and 36% from three. His biggest strength as a player is his ability to get to the rim and finish through contact. He can finish with either hand. He's very speedy and can slash up the defense to get to where he wants to. He's so explosive as an athlete that it helps him as a driver. He can blow by anyone and has a variety of slithery, crafty finishes against the defense, as well as a floater in his arsenal to help him score amongst the trees. Already as a rookie, he has a really good feel of changing directions, changing speeds to destroy defenses. Once you are isolated against Ja, it is very difficult to contain him due to his ability as a slasher, and his field goal percentage backs that up. He also is a good cutter to the rim. With his speed and athleticism, once he beats you off the ball, it is over. Ja is going to get a dunk or a layup or pass it to an open teammate. Ja is a guy that teams are going to have to focus on and off the ball, as he is active all the time when he is on the court. His driving opens up so much of his playmaking, where he is already a savant in pick and roll situations. He is able to control the focus of the offense, and even if the pick and roll fails, he is able to find and connect on the money to an open teammate. This team basically belongs to Ja right now, so all the focus is on him. Just by getting to the rim, he is going to draw double teams, get a lot of attention down there, but he is a willing passer. He can make those reads and dish it off to an open teammate. He is a guy who will thrive playing with shooters in a potential 5-out kind of offense, an offense focused on a lot of spacing. With his feel for playing in the pick and roll and getting to the rim, he would be a nightmare for teams if surrounded by all shooters. Majority of his possessions are in the pick and roll, and guys like Jaren and Jonas benefit from feeds from the pick and roll. The one concerning thing about his game is his 3.2 turnovers. This is really high for a rookie, and majority of his turnovers comes from bad passes, missed opportunities, or just flat out losing the ball. There are plays that develop but ends up just second guessing himself and throwing the ball away. Timing his passes and being in sync with his teammates, knowing where they are and what type of pass to throw, Ja sometimes misses these, which leads to his high turnovers. I'm confident this is just being a rookie, and over time through experience, he will understand when to make his passes and fix up these habits in the near future. If he doesn't, then this is a huge area of concern from the young rookie guard. He's going to have to be a high usage guard, and so far his turnovers doesn't compare to that of other guys like Trae Young, James Harden, Luka Doncic, LeBron James, guys who are basically averaging nearly 4 turnovers a game. He already has a good feel of playmaking, and I can honestly see him be a 9-assist guy who can get triple doubles here and there. At his peak, Ja has the potential to average around 25 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds. I do want to see Ja take a bit more mid-range shots, as it will take away from constantly barreling through defenses, just to take away some of those contact drives and have a more easier shot and go-to shot for him. Ja doesn't attempt too many three-pointers. In just 59 games out of 139 attempts, he connected on 51 threes. He really isn't too keen on taking a lot of three-pointers. He takes around 2 at most per game. Most of his attempts come from pull-up threes, where he is shooting it at around 35% with around 1.5 attempts. And when catching and shooting, he is shooting at 42% with around 1 attempt a game. As a confident player like he is, I'm surprised he isn't taking more. He's extremely low volume in taking threes. This is a shot every star guard is going to need to be a threat. And I'm hoping next season he at least makes a jump to around 5 to 7 attempts and knocking down at least 3 to 4 per game. He's an extremely confident player, and I want to see this confidence in his three-point shooting. Ja on defense is not all too special, but he's fairly solid. He had some good defensive plays this season, but overall he hasn't been all too exciting right now. But seems like he needs to be a bit more disciplined on that end. He isn't bad with playing defense on ball. He does get beat by more experienced players in the league, and in off-ball situations he does sometimes lose sight of his man, but he has a foundation of being able to defend players straight up and has good lateral movement to keep up with the offensive player. His off-ball defense is my main concern. He gets lost a lot of times, and if he is getting screened, that is basically it for him, and the other team is going to score. He doesn't fight through screens too well, and he isn't knowledgeable on getting around them at all. He definitely needs to bulk up a bit more. He gets thrown around by players at times and moved off center, which hurts him as a defensive player, and it may hurt him a bit as an offensive player. He is around 174 pounds, but maybe he can jump up to around 190 pounds of muscle and continue to build from there. I don't think he is a terrible defender. He has shown a willingness to play at that end, but his IQ on that end needs to improve, and coaches have to discipline him more. He definitely isn't a lost cause, I think, because his faults at that end can be improved through hard coaching and experience. Now, his defense can get worse as more of the offensive load gets thrown on him, and he has to create more, resulting on relaxing on defense, or he becomes really good and takes those strides on that end. His most famous play he did was a block on Kyrie Irving in crunch time against the Brooklyn Nets, and there was a lot of engagement from Ja in that game, which shows me potential that he can be a really good defender if he is engaged and focused the whole game. His athleticism and speed actually should help him a lot in getting blocks and steals here and there and closing out on players. He can be a good recovery guy, meaning if he gets beat a bit on defense, he can easily bounce back and come back and shut down a possession. I already see him as a guy to rack up a lot of steals in the future. He just has that speed, and his wingspan should help him a lot to pick some pockets. Ja's already leading the Grizzlies into playoff contention, and this is big as a rookie, as he is already getting a feel on winning and leadership. I don't have a concrete comparison for Ja. I've heard Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook, Allen Iverson. He does show flashes of those players, but at the end of the day, I feel like Ja will be his own player. The next step for Ja is fixing up his weaknesses, and the Grizzlies should let Ja be Ja and surround him with a lot of knockdown shooters. They have Dillon Brooks and Jaren Jackson Jr., Brandon Clark that can help with this process. The Grizzlies are young and have a growing foundation which will grow to be threats in the near future. But the future as of now is in the hands of Ja Morant.